Three beloved isles.
One beloved station, Radio Cayman.
The voice.
The heart.
The soul of the Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Friday, the 8th day of July 2022, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to please be extremely cautious, whether you're a pedestrian or a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle. Please ensure that you observe the rules of the road, and remember, by so doing, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, and we want to remind you that the birthday shout-outs are proudly brought to you by life insurance agents Michael Webster and Randa Lawson from Cayman Insurance Center. And what is their motto? Their motto is, don't take chances with your family's future. So if you're celebrating a birthday today, like Cadet Patrick Scott, whose 14th birthday is being celebrated today, and birthday wishes are coming from your mom and dad and your sisters as well. So happy birthday to Cadet Patrick Scott, 14th birthday today as well. Also, this isn't a birthday, but my good friend Ada Powell and his wife Jen Jesutas, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Well, I'll just say Jen Powell. So Ada Powell and his wife Jen Powell, they are celebrating their first anniversary today as well. So we want to wish them a happy anniversary also. Other notable persons who are celebrating birthdays today. Let's see, we have John D. Rockefeller was born on the 8th of July, 1838, and he died in 1937. Wow, Doc, he was almost 100 years old. Yes. Sophia Bush, born in 1982. Kevin Bacon, born in 1958. They all celebrate a birthday on the 8th of July as well. Jaden Smith, also celebrating a birthday. Maya Hawk, Angelica Houston, also celebrating a birthday today. So we want to wish all of those who are still alive. Wolfgang Puck, also celebrating a birthday. Amanda Peterson. Okay, so all of those persons celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. And again, Special birthday greetings going out to Cadet Patrick Scott, and those birthday greetings are coming from your mom and your dad and your sisters as well. For those of you who have lost loved ones, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing to you as well. For those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Art Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. This morning, again, it is that beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at For the Record, one word, fortherecord@candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can just simply follow us on YouTube. You do that by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. We already have a caller on hold, but before we go to that caller, I just want to say you ask for him and you have him. None other than Dr. Steve McPhail in the studio with me again this morning. Doc, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning to you, Mr. For the Record, and good morning to all your listeners in For the Record land. And all those in the Cayman diaspora and all those outside the Cayman diaspora who listens to you Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Good morning. Yes, thank you for asking me back. I have been away now from you such a long time. I've been in the court now. This is going on to be the 5th week.
Oh, wow.
I still have one more week to go. I believe they're up next week will probably bring the case to an end. Mm-hmm. But a lot has happened since I have been with you. So there's a lot to talk about.
Yep.
Even in the great mother country, I see governments are tumbling. Prime ministers are
the country that's supposed to be setting the example for us.
Yes, example. Prime ministers are elected, and they are rejected, mm-hmm. and that is a topic that should bring some phone calls this morning, and so as to why and how that happens, and it goes to show you the power of the electorate.
Yes.
And that the system does work.
Yep. Okay. Yes. So let's grab the caller. Caller, yes. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC, and good morning to the Honorable Doctor.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Lord Graham. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, don't expect any comments from me concerning what happening in England, because I don't think we should be taking advice from them in the first place.
We have no other option.
Yes.
Now that the doc is on, I got some observation, and I know his was a director or in that area, assistant director, something with the NRA. It's concerning the East-West Artery Road that is being proposed. There's quite a bit of concern with the animal activists and the environmental people concerning the sensitive part of that road where we're supposed to go, like the wet areas. I just wondered, and I don't have my good friend Mark Scotland or Paul Parchment there no more as engineers, so I wonder why they don't come up with an idea where they can pile when they get to those wetlands. Mm-hmm. Why don't they put the road on pilings? I mean, while the piling is going on, there'll be a disruption of the wildlife, but then eventually it'll get back to the natural form.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they get to wetlands, they could just pile it, and we put like a bridge over that, and leave it as natural as it can be. and then the birds and whatever it is that inhabit that area can continue with their life while those unnecessary cars drive up top. Because, see, if you notice, we're constantly digging out one hole
to fill another,
to fill a swamp somewhere, so and then we're left with a big lake that, in my opinion, could be, because now the lakes that they're digging is going like 30, 35, 40 feet deep. So if you should know that with a strong wind, that will create quite a bit of waves. You know, especially I see there in the Peace Bay area, and then just beyond that is the low-income homes. So, you know, that could sort of create a problem.
I think they want you to refer to those as affordable rather than low income, affordable homes.
Yeah, affordable.
even though
now they're not affordable.
Yes. But I don't think you all got the right wording for that either. So they need to come up with something else.
Yes.
You know. So yeah, that was my observation this morning. I don't want to be too radical today, so I would just, and I know Doc there, so he could probably talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Last time I called in, I took over the whole show for the whole day, so
that's okay.
The whole show.
You know, we have the commercial breaks that we know how to handle you.
Yes. Notice I'll be the first one. I wake up 5. I was on the phone on 5.
Susan had you on hold all of that time from 5 o'clock.
Yeah, boy. Make sure I'm the first.
All right, you take care. Thanks for calling in as well. Yeah, you know, what he said there, you know, has, you know, some strong points to it that you always hear and you see in other jurisdictions when the environment or certain species are being threatened, all of the parties involved sit down and say, well, how can we rectify this so that at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation, you know, for everyone. So rather than filling in the whole, all of the wetlands, if it is possible to, like you say, put pilings down, you know, you have some sort of a causeway over it, and it still retain. What is wrong with doing that? Whether or not that has been given any thought, rather than saying it is a yes or no, you know, situation.
Yeah, I think it's right too, and you know, there is precedent for that in Cayman, because in the 1920s and 30s, when they were laying out the Crew Road, I think it was under Commissioner Wilson Cardinal, when they were laying out the Crew Road, most of the Crew Road area was swamp. Yeah. And Commissioner Cardinal gave the project to 3 people throughout the island. One of them was the late, well, I can't remember her, Miss Joyce Hilton's father.
Mr. Bonner?
Mr. Bonner Russell. And the other one was a guy named Guy Banks from Northside. And the other one was Macpherson Thompson, Mr. Wilford Thompson's uncle.
Okay.
They built a bridge over the swamp in Crew Road to build the Crew Road. They built a bridge over the swamp. Although the bridge was made out of wood.
Okay.
They built a wooden bridge over the swamp in Crew Road to get over there. So if they could do that in the 1930s, I don't understand why, with all the engineering facilities that we have today and stuff, that why we can't do that. I think that there's not enough thinking outside the box, and there's not enough thinking going towards settling and conserving the environment. Without, like he says, digging one hole in one part of the island to fill another hole in another part of the island. It doesn't really make sense. It's going to cost us some more money, because I believe that building a road in Cayman last time when I was in an NRA, it was something like $3 or $4 million a foot, a mile or something, a mile. a mile to build a road.
I'm sure it's much more than
Much
that.
more
when
than
you
that
take
now.
into consideration transport costs,
Yes.
the cost of fuel,
Yes.
and
So
labor.
there is precedent for that, and I am going to look that up when I get back home into my records. But I know that that there was a bridge built over the swamp in Crew Road by Mr. Bonner Russell, who was the engineer, and Guy Banksome West from Northside, and Mr. McPherson Thompson. They were the three people that the government gave the contract to build a bridge over the road.
Got you. We do have a caller on hold, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we will take that caller. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series. Brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas. The 1980s offered a decade of monumental progress as the Cayman Islands built upon its previous few decades of prosperity. In 1981, Northwood Prison was opened, followed by the Law School in 1982. Also in 1982, the Education Department held the first National Children's Festival of the Arts, and the islands celebrated the 150th anniversary of parliamentary government. In 1983, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II visited, being the first by a reigning monarch. The turtle farm was also purchased from government, and the first phase of the F.J. Harquail Cultural Center opened. In official business, the Water Authority law came into effect, and the CI Audit Office was established. In 1984, the Cayman National Cultural Foundation law was passed, and Britannia, Cayman's first golf course, was opened.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
JN Money, money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money. JN Money, I go send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use a money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at J&M Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamt Motors, Walkers Road.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Hi, I'm life insurance agent Michael Webster.
And I am Randy Lawson from Cayman Insurance Center.
Proud sponsors of the birthday shoutouts on For the Record.
Whether you're another year older or just a year wiser,
making sure your family is protected is a pretty wise choice. I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
And I am Randy Lawson at 322-2145. Give us a call today to find out how you can better secure your family's future.
Cayman Insurance Center, protecting you and your family so you can take back your future.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have a caller who's been holding for quite a while. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Thanks for being so patient.
Yes, I've been speaking right back. Oh, see, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Good to hear your voice. I haven't heard from you in quite a while.
Yeah, I've been under the weather lately.
Okay, I hope you're feeling much better. Hope you're feeling much better.
There.
Good.
Getting there. I am not here to complain, but I am very disappointed when I drove through town a couple of days ago. At the North Terminal, I see where they put down some palm trees. And also going up to Cardinal Avenue, you can see the height of them over the fencing that they're working in between, working there.
Mm-hmm.
Also at the North Terminal, the height of palm trees now is probably about 10 feet. If I know what a height is, and probably a little more.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of palms? Royal palms or some of our indigenous? Our indigenous palm is the coconut tree, really.
I'm not quite sure what palm tree it is, because there's so many different ones. I don't know the name of them. But it looks tropical. It looks Caribbean. But what I'm trying to say is, I know we're trying to have something with downtown Georgetown. Georgetown do need some uplifting. Don't get me wrong, please.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some little patches in between the cement walls there and so forth. So they go now and put these palm trees in there, and they got them going up on Cardinal Avenue. What I'm saying is that, when we have Northwestern, the water washes across the main street all the way up to Pentagon Fried Chicken. I walked in it when I walk at Freeport. So I don't know why they would go and put these palm trees there, but they're already big. If they're going to put palm trees there, they're going to make them grow from small or something in that category. But to have those palm trees at that height, and if any weather comes...
Northwesters, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and those palm trees are going to fall over in the road. You understand? So, and here we are talking about plant a tree. Let's do little farming on the island. People is trying like myself, and I'm getting eaten out by worms, so I'm getting discouraged by the minute. But I'm going to say this. If they're going to put those palm trees in town, they should have planted something that could bear some food on them. A tree to bear food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should have bear plants so they can bear food. And I think that would have been so beautiful to have some fruit trees in town bearing some fruit, or even a plantain tree or a banana tree. That is a beauty.
Yeah.
You can chop it down and make it grow back up. But those palm trees, once they go down,
you would have to have security there after once the plantain or the banana tree shoot to ensure that no one stole them.
At least it was there, and they fed someone. You could went to the market and sell them.
Yeah. Or a plum, even a plum tree, you know, one of those yellow plum or red plum trees.
Something eatable.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about do some farming. But I really think you should take a little cruise through town. Those palm trees are really too big to be sitting there on that north terminal.
Yeah. Someone has already, someone has commented already that it doesn't look good the way that they are.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. They could have did something else, and you could see that there's some up at the street going up that they're working on too. They're already tall.
But you see, again, but I believe that they have some meetings about revitalization of Georgetown and had some meetings, public meetings and stuff like that. The question is whether or not their intentions, did they bounce these suggestions off on the public meetings, you know, to see whether or not people were in agreement with it. I really, this whole idea of using non-indigenous trees in the Cayman Islands. Now, I know that, yes, we did have royal palms. There were royal palms in Partner Ground area, and I would have to ask Dr. McFeel. He probably grew up seeing them there as well, whether or not they were imported, whether or not they just sprouted up there, because if you go to places like Cuba, you see a lot of the royal palms as well, and they seem to be indigenous, you know, to places like that.
Well, those royal palms in Partner Ground were brought there.
They were?
But you know, there's only one place in the island that royal palm grows, and that's in the north side area.
Yes.
There's only one place you can find them. They grow there naturally.
Frank Sound, yeah.
Frank Sound, in the Frank Sound area.
Yeah.
But in that area, I would say from the where the North Terminal is now, across from the Parsons Bay, all the way up down the way to I would say all the way down to I can't remember the bay now, near to Bing Thompson's house there. The indigenous trees there were popnut trees and grape trees, and they were very beautiful.
Yeah.
The popnut trees and the grape trees, especially in the time when the grape season.
There used to be some big grapes. Behind Dobson Hall, where
that's right,
where Errol Thompson's father used to live, and I think he used to fix radios there and stuff like. The huge sea grapes used to be behind there.
That's right.
See, that would have been the ideal.
So it seems to me that if they had consulted some people who actually knows about the area, it would have been better to put the indigenous trees there. But that's how it grows. Yeah. That's how it is here in Cayman.
Yeah. Go ahead, Carly. Got about 1 minute left before we go to the break.
Oh, see, that would have been a great idea to put the grape trees and the cocoa plum trees there, because they could deal with the salt water. And there's something eatable, and the tourists would love to try them.
Yeah.
And we that haven't had in a long time would enjoy going there, picking one or two off of it. You understand? But I need to talk about more, but I'll let you go catch the news.
Okay, well, we're going to be here until 10 o'clock, so feel free to, call back and keep the conversation going. Not like we don't have enough things to talk about, but we always like it when our callers, start the conversation, as well. So, hang in there, stay tuned, and if you want to call back, please call us back as well. Miss Susan, you ready? You ready for us now, folks? Top of the 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation with Dr. Steve McFeel will continue, so please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Conner. And studio time now by Foster's is 7:59.
Your turn to cook tonight. What are we having?
Well, we have chicken thighs, pork chops, sirloin steak, ground chicken, or beef stir fry.
Wow, so many options.
Yeah, I got them from the Foster's Pick 5 selection. You can choose any 5 specially marked packs for $19.99. The meat is always fresh and never previously frozen. It's the perfect way to stock up for the week.
So all of this only costs $19.99?
It sure did.
Pick 5 is available in the meat department at all Foster's supermarket locations. Foster's, better value because we care.
the voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego with your latest news. Cayman Islands Tourism Association's Executive Director Jay Earhart says he's thrilled by government's recent announcement of the Cayman Airways' new non-stop service between Grand Cayman and Los Angeles LAX Airport.
It's a blessing that our destination has the ability and vision to open a direct flight to the LA market, setting up a unique value proposition which will set us apart from all other Caribbean islands and compete even against the Hawaiian Islands. We're hopeful that this extraordinary opportunity will allow us to help compensate for the loss of visitors we are still experiencing due to our remaining restrictive regulations for the unvaccinated visitors, including children from the ages of 12 to 18.
As you've heard here on Radio Cayman, government announced Thursday during a press briefing, Cayman Airways got the thumbs up from the United States Department of Transport to operate the non-stop service. The new Grand Cayman to Los Angeles route will begin on Saturday, November 5th, and will offer 160 seats on each flight. Tourism Minister, the Honourable Kenneth Bryan, noted the timing of the route in early November is a, quote, strategic decision that is believed to be instrumental for success. The Cayman Islands Port Authority has not had a permanent director for over 3 years, that according to Board of Directors Chair Clyde Glidden Jr. He says the newly appointed director, Paul Hurlston, is what the port needs at this time.
The port is quite a large organization in terms of human resources, and for over 3 years they were operating without a HR manager. So one of the first tasks that Mr. Hurlston has been given from the board standpoint is looking at organizational structure and addressing those deficiencies.
Mr. Glidden also confirms 3 new subcommittees.
There's an audit and risk subcommittee which was specifically requested, contrary to some media reports, but the audit and risk subcommittee was specifically requested by the Auditor General. That committee is being ably chaired by Ms. Jackie Scott. We have an importers subcommittee which was designed to meet and discuss concerns and challenges by our largest importers, being our customers, and that committee is chaired by board member Ms. Irma Arch.
There's also an enhancement committee, which is chaired by the representative of the Chamber of Commerce, Richard Parchment.
We are excited and we look forward to the board working together with the ministry and Mr. Hurlston on initiatives to improve the port's efficiency, financial stability, and customer service, while also ensuring a safe, healthy, and pleasant operational environment for the staff and clients of the Port Authority.
In his role, Mr. Hurlston will provide oversight of all harbour operations and the development of the authority's annual multi-million-dollar budget. He will also be charged with ensuring the authority is appropriately resourced to operate safely and efficiently. In other local news, a graduation and school-leaving ceremony was held on Little Cayman by Education Services for 2 students on the island recently. Here's CIGTV's Donna Bush with more.
Miguel Thompson, who completed year 1, received the student award, while his sister Jade Thompson is the graduate. Education Services officials attended the event along with friends, family, and Minister for Education, the Honourable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, where there was singing, poem reading, and presenting of certificates.
That's CIGTV's Donna Bush there. That's your latest local news. We now turn to the BBC with the check of international news. That's it for me. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. The former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has been shot dead at an election rally. Doctors tried for 5 hours to save his life after he was hit by bullets in the back and the neck. A former member of the Japanese Navy has been arrested. Mr. Abe was Japan's longest-serving Prime Minister. Japan's current leader, Fumio Kishida, said he had prayed for Mr. Abe's life to be spared, describing him as a personal friend. The German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, said he was stunned and deeply saddened. India has declared a day of national mourning. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has made a direct call for Russia to allow grain exports to resume from Ukraine. He was speaking at the G20 summit of foreign ministers from the world's leading economies. Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, has accused Western governments of engaging in frenzied criticism of his country. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
As the community continues to take precautions from COVID-19, it is important to stay prepared for other disasters now that we're in the hurricane season. Here are some post-hurricane safety tips from the Department of Environmental Health. Did you know that you must discard fresh fruits and vegetables, meats, foods in canisters, dented, leaking, or rusting cans after they have come in contact with floodwater? For full guidance on post-hurricane safety tips, visit www.deh.gov.ky.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning, everyone. Hello? Hello? Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I see we have just about everyone, and of course, Tom drops off, as per usual. Let's just wait a minute here. He always comes right back, and we're almost ready, and... oh, whoever's dog that is, please go on mute. Why won't it let me share my screen? Okay, looks like we're ready to start.
We're like a video conference with no technical issues. CG Britcay. Good like that.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 82 degrees. Relative humidity is 85%. The barometric pressure, 29.99 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east at 7 knots. Overnight low temperature was 80 degrees. Synopsis indicate isolated showers and thunder expected this morning as a tropical wave currently across the Cayman Islands moves west of the area by this afternoon. Satellite images show scattered low-level clouds in and around the Cayman Islands drifting towards the west. Forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of morning showers, and temperatures will rise to the upper 80s. Winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots for today, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Pretty much the same for tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder. Temperatures falling to the upper 70s tonight. Winds will be easterly at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Low tide will be this morning at 9 minutes after 11, and a high tide this evening at 6:23. Sun will set this evening at 6 minutes after 7, and will rise tomorrow morning at 5:54. And the outlook is calling for partly cloudy skies, along with moderate winds through Sunday night, as a ridge builds over the Caribbean. That's the very latest on your weather report.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning, everyone. Hello? Hello? Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I see we have just about everyone, and of course, Tom drops off, as per usual. Let's just wait a minute here. He always comes right back, and we're almost ready, and... whoever's dog that is, please go on mute. Why won't it let me share my screen? Okay, looks like we're ready to start.
We're like a video conference with no technical issues. CG Britcay. Good like that.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting goals, adjust as necessary. When goal setting, anticipate ups and downs. Often it will be easier to stick to some goals than others, so allow yourself to have some flexibility in your approach and assessment. Continue to dream and adjust the end game to maintain interest and motivation. Ask yourself, is this really my goal? If it is a goal imposed by others, then consider what may be in it for you. Why would you do this? There is always the option not to do it. Figure out why you're doing it and then go for it.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at what's happening on the roads. Steady traffic heading towards the Butterfield roundabout, coming off of the Estella Tibbetts Highway. And continuing on to North Sound Road, traffic is moving on moderately, as well as heading towards the Industrial Park area. Traffic is moderate. To the east on Shamrock Road, steady but flowing traffic, as well as on the Linford Pearson Highway. And traffic is steady but flowing on Cool Road heading to Georgetown. Little busy traffic coming off of Agnes Way, and off of Bobby Thompson Way, traffic is steady. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue, traffic flowing pretty good, as well as on Shedden Road. As we look to downtown Georgetown and Edward Street, moderate flow of traffic in both directions. And on Owen Roberts Drive, traffic is light to moderate. And coming from the Westway 4-way stop, moderate flow of traffic. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another traffic report. Have a good morning.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office.
Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today. Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Radio Cayman News.
Lawmakers pass a private member's motion designed to provide increased assistance to Caymanian land and home buyers.
Cayman is facing a cost of living crisis. Prices are going up on just about everything we buy.
Since taking office, we have assisted 246 families in stamp duty already being waived.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning none other than Dr. Steve McField. So the phone lines will be open. We will discuss matters, but in the meantime, those of you, if you have questions, comments, or observations, please feel free to share them with us as well. You can use our toll-free number, which is provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990, or email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. And also you can WhatsApp us 925-3261. So one of our listeners has WhatsApp us, Doc, and it says morning, says some of those palms on the waterfront are coconut trees. And they go on to say, yeah, I agree that the local trees that are salt tolerant should have been planted there, plus they would also provide more shade than the palm trees as well. So I want to thank that listener for those points as well. And if you're anywhere on the waterfront, maybe you're a taxi driver, I'm not sure if any cruise ships are in today. If you can take a picture of some of those trees out there and send them, for us, as well. We've been trying to see if we could find any photos of it. So any of our listeners out there can send us some photos of those trees that have been planted out there, as well. But again, it goes to show you that the importance of having advisory district councils as well, because those persons that would be covered the Georgetown Central area, as well, and they, would have had some input. If they didn't have input on it, then they should have as well. We do have a caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, good morning. I'm another person who has been very disappointed with the stupid planting of these trees and destroying Georgetown. I wish that they would leave Cayman alone, natural like how it was, instead of destroying it. If they can't beautify it properly, then they need to leave it alone. Because those trees out there are an eyesore, and the very new light poles they have there is not suitable for Cayman. That looks like England or somewhere else. I mean, when they talked about beautifying Georgetown and revitalization and trying to get it looking like Camana Bay, Camana Bay is a completely different place and area from what Georgetown is. It would have been better if they had put some of those canvas-looking shades like what they have down Camana Bay to help shade the cruise ship passengers and other people from the rain and the hot sun. Because those trees that they planted there are absolutely out of order. They look terrible there. It's an eyesore. I even hate driving through Georgetown anymore because of it. They couldn't waste the money building, since they didn't get through with the birthing facilities to waste the money on that. Now they're wasting it on doing foolishness, pure foolishness in Georgetown. Even the plants that they got round the corner across from the library and by the courthouse, some of that there looks like horsetail. It's so bushy looking. In Miami and other places, you see these nice little green leaves. I forgot what the name of them is. Green and pink and white. They always look so nice. Low plants look nice. That's what you call beautification. You know, and then yesterday driving down to Kamanabe, what a mess it is with the side of the road there, with all this rubbish that's planted there. Bush, DART won't clean it, and government won't clean it. What an eyesore it is. I would like somebody to tell me what the exact cost of this so-called stupid revitalization of Georgetown is. Because instead of them wasting money destroying Georgetown and blocking off another road, they need to put that on special needs, education, and health. The preschools, the private schools, the cost to school your children there is exorbitant. It's all foolish, but go to NAU and give them everybody business. Tell them how much is paying for this, how much salary you're getting. People shouldn't have to expose all of their personal business to get $2 to help pay their children's school fees. When Truman Bodden and those were in there, elected members, they gave grants to these schools to help the parents pay school fees so that the school fees at the private schools wouldn't be that high. They gave grants, decent grants, and we have enough elected members, 19 elected MPs, making huge salaries. I can't see that either one of them need the amount of salary that they're being paid. And if they were to take $1,000 or $2,000 of their salary every month and contribute that to needy people, the poor people who are starving or hardly have a roof over their head and living in poverty, the Lord would bless them and help them to come to their senses to do something better.
Well, some do it, but they do it quietly. They don't necessarily publicize, what they do as well.
Dear Lord, yeah. Turkey and ham at Christmas? Is that what it is?
Hams, you mean hams and turkeys?
Yeah, turkey and ham, that's what she said. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, turkey and ham at Christmas.
Okay.
What a big deal that is.
Yep.
Anybody can buy a turkey and ham during Christmas. Anyway.
Thank you very much, caller. I want to say that someone has sent me a photograph of some of the trees there. Actually, one is a thatched tree, but it's a very, very tall thatched tree, and we know some of the thatched trees can actually grow pretty tall depending on where they are. I've seen some thatched trees get pretty tall, and some are definitely palm trees. I'm trying to see if I recognize any coconut trees.
I didn't see any coconut trees there.
From there, but yes, but again, when you look at the height of these trees, and like the caller said, while the some of them may be shielded by the structures, the buildings that are there, you have a northwester in that area, and it's not easy to blow a palm tree down either. I remember during Hurricane Ivan, I was in the at the fire station because that's where the command center was at the time, and we could, when the wind was coming from the east, you could any doors and stuff like that you could open that were towards the west, and there was a palm tree there that would swing and it go and kiss the ground and come right back up again and kiss the ground and come right back. And when Hurricane Ivan was over, that palm tree was still there.
Standing, yes,
but it wasn't really, really, really tall. But I think this needs to be they probably really need to rethink this whole idea. But there is a thatched tree as well, probably several. I'm going to make it a point to go out there and take a look at it as well. We have several callers queued up, so let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. O.C., and to your co-host there, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yes, sir, I'm doing well. Just want to say condolences to the family of the late Mr. Paul Rich from Spot Bay, Cayman Brac, and also we lost a great lady, Karen Smith, also from a seafaring family. Her father, Benny Scott, was a seafarer, and Sheldon Scott, ex-policeman. He also was involved in lots of activities and rescuing people at sea and things like that. So I have a ship that is coming in this morning in about half an hour time to do a tribute for both of them being from the seafaring family, and Mr. Paul Rich being a seaman that worked with National Bulk and traveled all over the world. Quite an interesting ship, an interesting cargo. The ship is loaded with 30,000 tons of brown sugar from Cienfuegos, Cuba, going for China. And as it looks, he's going to come between Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, the passage in between the two islands, and head out onto Panama Canal. It's 25 Cubans on board the ship, and that's an interesting cargo. That would equate.
You want to keep an eye on those. Make sure that none of them get off in that area.
Yes.
Just a joke.
Yes, correct. Oh yeah, I got my binoculars. I'm gonna be watching. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Scholar, I want to thank you for the great, skillful job you did a couple of weeks ago with the rescue of those fishermen, those people out on the Pickle Bank.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And
that is correct.
And I'm I'm glad it was corrected, because the wrong people were getting the accolades about it.
Yes,
and that usually that is usually happening.
How could they get that wrong in the first place?
How could they get the facts wrong in the first place? Yes. How could they get that wrong in the first place? So that really bothered me. That really bothered me that they had to come on media to rectify what they did, and never gave you any accolades for doing that, and recognition for doing that. I just want to thank you that, and I would say if I was empowered, sir, I would have already put you in a position where you ought to be.
Okay, thank you very much, caller, for that. Let's grab another caller before we go to our commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller.
Hello.
Good morning. Go right ahead.
OC. There's two things you talked about since I tuned in. One was the palm trees. When as long as I can remember coming to Georgetown, what was known as part of the ground up in that area had palm trees.
Yep, we mentioned that.
Yeah, you mentioned that, but I'm talking about what I know. And as long as I can remember, and I'm over 60 years old now, Caribbean Club was there. They had palm trees. And there was one area in West Bay, one yard that I remember in West Bay that had what is known as the royal palms. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any other palm. I'm not talking about date palm, because date palms were sprinkled over Cayman. But I'm talking about royal palms. I have three in my yard. They can bend down and mash up the house and go back up, and they're not baking. But they're close to your home.
They can topple on it. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they can mash it up. But I don't know where they came from, because all you were talking about where they came from and what is indigenous and what is not.
Yeah, well, Dr. McPhee was saying that the ones that part in the ground, that they were brought from north side by the Pantons. Go, you can.
Yeah, they were brought from north side by the Pantons, and some of them were planted at Government House too. They had a few palm trees at Government House, so they were all brought from up on the, what they call the Frankstown Road, because that's the only place in the Cayman Islands where they grow wild. That's the only place where you can find them there, the indigenous trees there. Even when I was a young boy, going to school at 12 years old, they were on the map. They would show you that's where the royal palms were growing at the time. But they were brought by the Pantons. Probably before the Pantons, they were brought by some of the commissioners at the old Government House when it was built. They planted some royal palms there to on the walkway to decorate it.
Yeah, I remember those at the Government House. Yes, sir. Go right ahead, sir.
Yeah. So,
is this Mr. Speaker?
Yeah, this is Mr. Evam.
Okay.
Yeah, at Frankstown, because I remember the little boy going to our church had two churches in Ireland. The north side Pilgrim Holiness, Wesleyan Holiness Church, Pilgrim Holiness Church, and in West Bay. We used to go there, and the landscape above everything else was those royal palms going up the Frankstown Road. By Government House, they had 2 or 3 there, and Caribbean Club.
Yes.
That is,
yes.
Not, sorry, West Indian Club. That was, I grew up finding West Indian Club there with the palm trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But I think they may have been replanted there. I don't think that they were originally there.
Yeah, they were replanted there, yes.
In the driveway.
I wouldn't think they were original. I think they were planted.
Yes.
But when I was a 5-year, 6-year-old boy, those trees were there in the West Indian Club.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've been here a long time now. When you talk about indigenous, I don't know how much more you can find indigenous, because not a lot of things, except up in the swamp, you find indigenous anymore. And there was a home in West Bay that had them too. One yard had one, and then as the years went by, not a lot of families got them. I got 3 in my yard, but I've been trying to get, even give them away, I can't get nobody to take them out. So that's how it is with those.
Yeah.
But where they came from, I don't know. But as I said, over 62 years ago, I know those palm trees were in Cayman. Where they came from, I don't know. Government House had 1 or 2, and there were several up. And I got to tell the truth. I always thought wherever they came from, I thought Frankstown was where they originated. But of course, they never originated there. But they were there though, and for years, because all the people, Brother Gerald Smith told me that them palm trees were there for years in his young boys. So where they came from and how indigenous you will count it, to those that want to count it indigenous, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I guess it's it will depend on your the person's version of what indigenous means.
Yes.
I know that too. But I agree with you.
You're sounding distant.
Yes.
You're sounding distant.
Georgetown could be.
Barely hearing you. We're barely hearing you.
Well, I'm sorry. I hear you.
Now we're hearing you better.
Quite clear. But I agree that I do believe that a palm tree is as indigenous to a Caribbean island as you will get. Okay.
I would disagree with that. I mean, when you think, how many Caymanians will say to you that I have a royal palm tree in my yard, as opposed to saying, even though the breadfruit tree isn't indigenous to us either, but more people will tell you that I have a breadfruit tree than I have a royal palm tree. These days, if you have to purchase one of those, you're looking at about, depending on the height, you can pay anywhere between $1,500 and $2,000 for a royal palm tree.
$500, yes.
For a little full-grown one.
Yeah.
You're not hearing me. I'm not saying that that's all indigenous. What I'm saying is that over 60 years that I know about, they've been here, and there are older people that told me that they were here. I'm not telling you where they came from, because I don't know that.
No, we understand. We understand what you're saying.
What I'm telling you is that as it goes, they are as indigenous as anything else in a Caribbean island. You heard what I said? Caribbean island.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You go all over the Caribbean, you'll find them. Where they come from, I don't know. Maybe they came out of Arabia, because you got date palms and everything else up there growing in that sun. But I will tell you this, that I know that I believe that they're like the poplar trees would be more aesthetically to an island up in Georgetown than anything else, because that is what most Caymanians don't know. Oh, see, let me say this too. This month, I took this month as tree planting. We've been doing it for Jubilee, and I said I was going to plant, and I got 3 parks in West Bay West. 3.
Okay.
The Ebanks Road Park, the Boston Bay Fathers Park, and the Scholars Park, right? Boson Bay, Norwest Point, in Bulstree Hill. That's all my area. They're talking about they want to plant mahogany trees. I said, well, I knew mahogany was here, and I heard that they used to cut it and ship it. But one of the things, see, that I know is most indigenous is the Caymanian long mango, okay?
Mm.
And that mango is what I grew up with. That and the round mango.
Mm-hmm.
When all the other fabulous names were coming in, or came in the late 70s or early 70s, we had those mangoes. All of a sudden, those been dying out for whatever reason. So I am planting the Cayman long mango this month, 2 in each park. And I've got a date yet that I'm going to do so. But this month, July, I'm going to plant the Cayman long mango.
Got you.
We should try to resuscitate that because for some reason, and remember they used to be out what we call the grass pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Cayman long mango tree. You read up there where Dr. Steve is, and you could go get all the long mangoes and round mangoes.
Red Gate right there in Georgetown, opposite CUC. That used to be the famous place. But, Mr. Speaker, I'm sorry I have to interrupt you because we have to go to commercial break, and we do have several callers on hold as well. But we have to interrupt you because we are 6 minutes beyond our commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. And thank you very much for calling in as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vampt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vampt Motors, Walkers Road.
Ransomware, DDoS, malware, phishing. If you don't know what those mean, you're not alone. But if you aren't protected against those cybersecurity attacks, then your business is at risk. Don't leave your data or your business vulnerable. Get Digicel Business Protect. Simpler, smarter cybersecurity. Visit our website, www.digicelbusiness.com, to request a callback or call us now on 623-2499.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We still have callers on hold. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. Thank you.
And good morning to my favorite friend, Doc. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine. I need to ask you one question before I say anything.
Do you know a museum in Italy called Mood Museum? MOOD.
No.
Okay. Check it out and see what it is. Well, I just want to say that is where my work is right now in Italy.
Okay.
But that's not really what I called about. I listening to people. People keep talking. There's one thing we don't do, and we cannot expect the people to know it. Let's go back to what Bob Marley said. If people don't know their history, their heritage, their tradition, their culture, and their music, they don't know nothing. Because you're not going to know trees, you're not going to know nothing. And this is where the weakness is in my people. And until we start teaching it, our people will get no better. They're going to bring in other people's music. They're going to bring in other people's culture. They're going to bring in other people's heritage. And it's happening. Do you all realize that the Cayman Islands is the only Caribbean country that do not have official plaid dresses on Facebook? Every other country got it. I see them wearing all kind of plaids. Hey. But if I say anything, I don't know nothing, I'm an idiot. So I say, I be an idiot, and I laugh at them. So that is our problem, and the politicians need to start getting our history, our tradition, our culture, and our heritage and our music taught in schools. And until that, we ain't go nowhere, because we don't know where we're going, we don't know where we're coming. Because I can tell you one thing, we never grew up in this music. Tell your mama, I said to give me the checkbook. Tell your mama this and tell your mama that and your papa this. No, we didn't really grow up with those days in our music. So this is where the weakness in our people. Do you realize that some of our children can't even sew? Or people used to teach us how to sew. We have no traditions left. Nothing. It's all gone and swept under the mat. Because they give a foreigner this thing to do this and this thing to do that. They don't even know what grow a tree as much as a cocoa plant. So this is the problem. And until we the people get up and listen to a fool like me and Dr. Stephen, them are the ones that try to tell us we ain't going to be no better off. So we can't figure out nothing. We don't know where our children come from. They could come here from Timbuktu. You don't see they have their own this, their own that, and then they expect we government to give them money to have their fun. But when it comes to a poor brute like me, I have to suffer. No, we need to stop it and start to deal with our Caymanians and make these people know we are human beings. This is not an American Indian. So it has to stop, and that is where the problem is. And until we solve that, things will be better. We need to stop saying, our children playing this music. Our children playing this music because you all not teaching them nothing. And then they can't expect me to do it. I see them sending costume on an international stage. That is not, and these people read your work, you know. I'm telling them why I know. They read your work. You look like a stabber idiot, not me. Not me. Because I'm in it. I believe in my heritage and my tradition. And you know why I bring it up? You know, I'm just coming back from Honduras. We did a promotion down there. And you know what their promotion was all about? The history of Honduras, the heritage of Honduras, the tradition of Honduras, the music of Honduras, and the culture. So why can we not have it? Why can we not have that? Do you want to realize that we don't have a Pirates Week here no more? That is dead. Dead is Kelsey's not, and it's not going to come back until we get somebody that know how to design and how to do these things. And we need to teach our people how to do artwork. But no, I don't know why we hide it. We are ashamed of our dresses. We are ashamed of our tradition. We are ashamed of everything. And I know that. So until that is done, then we can all talk. Anyway, you guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much. You do the same, and please stay safe as well. Ms. Susan, do we have enough time for another caller? We're going to take a break. When we return, we'll take the other callers. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
JN Money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money, JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use a money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Commission for Standards in Public Life reminds all persons subject to the Standards in Public Life Act that declarations are due by 30th of July. If you're struggling to complete your annual declarations of interest, the Commission for Standards in Public Life has a new tutorial video available to provide further guidance. Visit Standards in Public Life Commission.ky/register of interest to view the tutorial video today.
For the record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve McField. We don't have any callers on hold at the moment, but we welcome callers to call back. Those who we may have had to cut short for commercial reasons, please feel free to call back if you so wish, that we can continue the conversations. Meanwhile, the Merriam Dictionary, Doc, defines indigenous as originating or occurring, and this word is important, naturally in a particular place or being native to that particular place. So occurring naturally in a particular place. So in the case of Cayman, what would be indigenous would really be what was here when Cayman was formed, from the beginning. And the first persons whomever came here, what they found at that point in time, there would be the indigenous things. Now, off air, you and I spoke about the fact that the wind currents, as well as sea currents, have a means by which particles, seeds are transported across. So, for instance, our proximity to Cuba, 90 miles. We know there are lots of palm trees in Cuba. Quite possible that those seeds may have blown, over here. It is quite possible that from day one, the palm trees may have been here as well.
Yes, and you notice that those palm trees that grow wild here are only grown on one particular area on Frank Sound Road. They are grown on the west side of the Frank Sound Road. That is between the Frank Sound Road and Breakers. There are no palm trees grown wild on the eastern part of Frank Sound Road. Now there are palm trees that they planted up at the
Botanic Park.
But there are no palm trees grown on the eastern side of the road. And I was always wondering, that's a phenomenon that I was always looking at. Why is it that that they only grow in that particular area of the island, right in that patch within that area of the island there? So now, Your dictionary description of indigenous means then that we are not indigenous then. Mr. For the record.
Oh no, we definitely not. We know that we were brought here. We were brought here all over the world.
We were brought here from some other country then.
Yeah. Come to think of it, now that you mention that,
yes,
I was reading. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I forwarded to you about Patrice Lumumba, the Belgian Congo, one of the first leaders during independence.
Yes.
The Belgians, they were a cruel bunch of colonialists, you know.
Yes, right. Yes, yeah.
Leopold II, because they were raping Africa, the country, and, getting, as much as they could from it. And they were forcing the Africans to produce there. And if they failed to produce at certain levels, they would actually cut their hands off.
Yes.
And there were people in the Belgian Congo who walking around with their hands cut off, and you knew why. It reached a point where when Patrice Lumumba, when they first arrested him and he escaped from the prison. They recaptured him, mutilated his body, they burned it, and the policeman who was involved in that, you know what he took? The one gold tooth that Patrice Lumumba had in his mouth.
Yes, he
took that.
Yes.
Just a few weeks ago, last week or something like that, that tooth was returned to the family of Patrice Lumumba
and buried,
and eventually buried. They were cruel
people.
I cannot have respect for those countries, that have done that. Yes, some of them have apologized for what their ancestors have done, but some of them have, said to us, "Oh, you have to move on. You have to get past this."
You have to move on.
Ridiculous.
You have to move on and get over it. Yeah, that's what some of them have said
Yeah.
to us. You have to move on and get over it, and they have left some of these countries in the most dire straits.
Yeah.
In the most dire straits, and after they raped all of the resources and so forth. And then another thing that I've observed, a lot of the leaders in some of these countries, they have stepped right into the shoes of the colonialists who did all that stuff to them. They have stepped in their shoes and are doing the same thing to their own people. Probably not mutilating them physically, but they're doing it politically, and they're doing it socially, and they're doing it economically and culturally. They're doing almost the same thing in some of these countries where they now have become the colonial elite. And although the Europeans have gone, they have stepped into the European shoes and are carrying on the same legacy that the Europeans carried on.
Exactly. Let's grab a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wish to comment further on a letter being circulated by the National Conservation Council to protect certain species of birds nesting in the waterfront Iron Shore area from Bordentown to Bonavista Spots, excluding the area of the proposed hotel in Beach Bay as critical habitat for nesting seabirds. Now, these seabirds are red-footed booby, which, is nesting in ponds and not on Iron Shore. Brown booby, magnificent frigate bird, least tern, bridal tern, and white-tailed tropical birds of the Cayman Islands. Now, they say it will not include the entire parcels of land, just the front Iron Shore area. Well, the front Iron Shore area is the most valuable land next to the beach land area. The National Trust will hold public consultations of the proposal. There is no mention of payment in this circular letter. In this Iron Shore area from Bordentown to Spots is listed as critical habitat for seabirds. Then all the valuable area being so valuable to Caymanians Caymanians will never be able to reap the value from this valuable land. This is an area where Caymanians own, unlike the 7 Mile Beach area where a few Caymanians own.
Uh-huh. You quoting from this, or those are your words?
These are my words.
Okay.
But
Okay.
The circular letter makes no mention of any payment, and it is saying that they're going to be the National Conservation Council
Mhm.
is proposing that this area and the Iron Shore area be protected for these critical habitats.
Okay.
And I'm saying that this Iron Shore area, from Bordentown to Spots, excluding the Beach Bay area, which is proposed for the hotel,
Uh-huh.
is some of the most valuable land that Caymanians own next to the.
And how do you define the word valuable when you use it in that sense? Monetarily, or what?
Monetary, and also for pleasure, like Caymanians, years ago, they don't do it too much now. Used to go on the Iron Shore and fish.
Okay. So that it would if it would preclude fishing from the Iron Shore there as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, you couldn't build out if you have a piece of land that goes right to the water on the Iron Shore.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of claim a certain area of that Iron Shore for this critical habitat. And I'm saying that is where the value of the property is.
So you mean that? So now that it's only a letter or a proposal? Is it what is it?
It's a circular that they're sending around and saying that
who are they?
National Conservation.
National Trust.
Okay.
Conservation Council. National
Okay.
Conservation.
That they're going to be holding meetings shortly, and if you're concerned about this, if you could let them have your concerns, and I'm saying, and this is why I'm calling up the radio station. This is very dangerous because you stand if this goes through, and they have legislations, and they quote this legislation in the letter to protect these birds.
Now, this is it. I believe because they representatives were on my show as well, and they're seeking proposals, and I think there were nominations for certain areas to be protected. But I don't believe that there's going to be any compulsory acquisition of anything. They're asking, families and stuff like that may decide that they want to set aside some property, for whatever purpose.
Not compulsory acquisition, but prohibition from use.
If you're interested, I could read the whole circular letter, but not only that, they have attached a map of the area.
Okay.
With this red line from Bordentown, and then it stops in the Beach Bay area where this proposed hotel is.
Okay.
And then it continues from where the hotel ends, and it downs to Buena Vista. Well, Buena Vista is down there somewhere in the area where that cable and wireless telephone exchanges and Spots. I just designate that so people know that area,
Okay, I'll try to find it on. I'll try to find it on online and see what it says. This will avoid you having to read the whole thing to us. Yeah. Still have about a minute or so before we go to our break, so you can continue to talk, caller, if you
I'm
want.
only calling up to alert people of the danger in this, and let me tell you, this Conservation Council have a lot of power. And if they take the Iron Shore frontage on the land, the land ain't got much value if it don't have the frontage on the Iron Shore.
Yes.
Okay.
And there is no mention of any compensation, and they're not asking you to donate the land. They just say in the circular that the entire parcel would not. It says that the nesting area, not the entire land parcel. So it would be just like, I don't know, they didn't say the measurements, but I guess like the frontage of the Iron Shore, and that is where the value is.
So they are eliminating the proposed hotel to facilitate that to happen.
Yeah.
But even though that
Well, that's already there. I
Yes.
guess, yeah.
Yes. But and the other thing I'm alerting Caymanians to is, there are very few Caymanians who own any land on the 7 Mile Beach, and the average Caymanian all they have is a little piece of land that they own. And in this area is owned by most indigenous Caymanians.
But what is the propensity for Caymanians in terms of building near the water? I believe that most Caymanians, I'm going to use this word again, indigenous ones, generational ones, still have that feeling, I don't want to live too close to the water because I know exactly what it can bring. So that's why I asked you about the value of these properties, whether or not you're talking about value so that you can take it and sell it to someone else, to the highest bidder, or other value. But I'm sorry, caller, I have to cut you there, but please feel free to call back because we have to go to our 9 o'clock news, headline news. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage is expected to hold a press conference this morning at 10 a.m. to unveil its 2022 plans for Pirates Week celebrations. The reveal, following reassignment in the 2022-2023 budget of the annual celebration to the ministry earlier this year, will be announced by the Minister, Honourable Bernie Bush. The briefing is also expected to include the content and structure of the festival, last held in November 2019. Radio Cayman will be carrying the press briefing live. You can watch the proceedings streamed live on the Cayman Islands government's Facebook and YouTube channels and broadcast on Flow Channel 106, Logic Channel 23, and C3 Channel 3. In international news, former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has died aged 67 after being shot during a speech on Friday in Nara, Japan. Doctors who were treating him have confirmed. Abe died from excessive bleeding and the bullet that killed him was deep enough to reach his heart. Police have arrested a man in his 40s in connection with the shooting and retrieved what appeared to be a homemade gun. Officials said Abe was the longest-serving Japanese Prime Minister in history. He stepped down as leader in 2020, citing health reasons. U.S. President Joe Biden will sign an executive order Friday aimed at protecting abortion rights in response to the landmark decision by the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. Biden is expected to sign the executive order during a Roosevelt Room ceremony Friday morning. Vice President Kamala Harris is also scheduled to attend. Those are your latest headlines. I'm Shanda Gallego.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have 3 callers on hold. We're going to ask each caller to please be as brief as possible. Also, Dr. McPhail is going to be with us until about 9:20, and he will have to leave us at that point in time as well. So let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, I don't know whether that discussion is one about those palm trees, but I recall somewhere along the line hearing that same discussion many, many years ago. And I think the conjecture was at that time that they were brought in from Cuba. I know a lot of Caymanians was in farming over in Cuba.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that was the conjecture that I heard expressed at that time. So I'll let you go.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. And that's a good point. And like I said, if it wasn't brought by hand, it could quite possibly brought by the wind as well.
Or by birds.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, quite possible. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning, O.C.
Hey, good morning, my friend. How art thou?
Not too bad.
First, let me say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the round bread.
And Susan shaking her head as well. Thank you, everybody.
And as soon as I got home, I ate a quarter of it.
It's a pleasure, man.
Yes.
Yeah, O.C., back in 2004 when I first came up here, you know. I was sort of shopping for some history about Cayman Brac, you know, but it so happened that when I went to the Kirks, I ended up buying a book that says Grand Cayman Colorful Reflections of Yesteryear.
Mm-hmm.
The impressions and color photography of an earlier Early Visitor by Lindsay Terry. Now, that's a very important book as far as I'm concerned right now. Whoever, Billy Adams was the guy that was selling it, but it is some contract between the people that sort of gathered the pictures, because in the book, if you remember, what they call Siemens Way now, I think, but it's on the waterfront where Dobson Hall, and it was another building right between Dobson Hall and Mr. Ashford Parlor.
Yeah, I remember that building. That building.
Well, that building in the middle. My mom told me that I born in that building.
Okay.
And when I look back at some photos where those three buildings stood back in this book now, you see a lot of almond trees, big almond trees. The roads are marred. And you can barely see like where the dock is now through from that distance. Now, the road is not big, but you could see most of the people either walked or rode a bicycle. There was no whole heap of cars. You understand? Now, we'll see on Cardinal Avenue that you mentioned before, where they're trying to bring in these trees from all over the world to make it look like this is part of Cayman. Now, on the other street, which is Shaden Road, now it's a guinea tree that is there.
Yep.
I took a photo of it when I was there back in May this year.
Yes.
And see, I remember going to Hawkside Bay on a Sunday or the weekends to take a swim. And when that tree was, when guineas were in season, it's a chain. Somebody put a chain there that you could get up in the tree easier to pick the guineas. Now, I hope I'm not giving any people the impression where you can go there and just pull up on your chain. Because I took a picture of it, OC, and the next time you go to on Shaden Road, you look at the tree, it's a guinea tree right in front of the Royal Bank of Canada now.
Yeah,
yes.
It's right. It used to be right beside
Captain Ben's bar.
Yeah, between Captain Ben's bar and the old parlor.
Correct. And this tree, I took a picture of the chain going up, and I made about 2 steps into the tree. On the chain is not rusted away. You understand? So next time you go down there, you look at that.
Yeah, I looked at it quite recently when I was walking through the parking lot behind Kirk's there, going over to Goring Avenue area.
Yeah, and also, you know what? So it was sort of really puzzles me that, there's so many trees that when you look through this book, you can see they were in Georgia. If they were preserved, then we would have really offered something, because the buildings just the new pictures don't buildings.
Yeah,
there's no trees at all.
Yeah. What do you remember, Mr. George Marin's big old plum tree that he had in his yard?
I remember it.
What's there now? A parking lot.
I remember all the fruit trees on from Mary Street to the Hawkside Bay.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, and the speaker spoke about long mangoes. You couldn't get any better long mangoes than down the Catabush.
Exactly. So, and I mean, we had total access to. We didn't have to take the main road to go to those places.
Shortcut, we used to call them. Take the shortcut.
See what is nice how Dr. Mark Phelan.
Oh yes, always. You notice I get so excited when he's here. I sound real dreamy when I'm by myself, but when Doc is on here, it's all animated, very animated.
When he's on there, I mean, he's someone that can tell us more of what it was like than anyone else right now.
Yep.
And I appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you
very much for that. Let's grab the next call. Oh, yeah, I'll grab the caller first, and we talk about guinea trees after, and what's happening with our guinea trees, that they're dying. They're starting to die off, and why that is happening as well. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I don't know if I want to talk a little bit about Travel Cayman. I don't know if that would be okay now.
Sure. Anything you want to talk about, sir? Yeah.
Okay, I understand that, you don't have to take a COVID test and come back to Cayman if you're Caymanian and you got a vaccination and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but you still got to register online to put up your get a certificate or whatever of your vaccination card.
Yeah.
But why you got to do that? Why it can't be like your passport? When you travel, you don't have to do that for your passport or your visas. So why not you just can't show it at the airport when you're checking in? You know, because a lot of people, older people don't have computers to do this online thing, you know, to put up the thing. So I don't see no reason why if you never got to do it for your passport and show your visas online. So why not a COVID certificate?
Well, I'll tell you what some people have been telling me, and this isn't official, but, you know, it's on the rumors that they have to continue employment for those persons who are involved with Travel Cayman. So that is why that is still in place for continued employment. Continued employment. I don't know how true it is, but I'm giving it to you the way I heard it.
Yeah, I don't see why they can find jobs from somebody else. Or somebody important to check it when you go check in or something. You know, it's really to get around with. You know. I don't really see why you got to keep them on the job just to check and your COVID vaccination.
Yep.
You know, I mean, they can find other jobs. They're hiring people every day. We can trade on Sundays now. So why not use them?
Yeah.
And another one, one more thing I want to...
Sure, go right ahead.
McField to ask, because he's a very intelligent guy and knows what's going on. And what bothering me, it's been a while, you know, I've been putting on a show before, is Jamaicans came on under 14 over 17, no need to get a visa. But Caymanian go into Jamaica, still got to pay to get the visa for doing that same age, under 14 over 17. And I don't understand why you didn't do it. Okay, it's fine, they do it for Jamaicans, but they should say, tit for tat, I can do it for you, you do it for me.
Well, that's how the Jamaican one came about. It was a tit for tat when we imposed the visa requirements on Jamaicans. Then the Jamaican government decided, I think, was it Portia? Yes. Who was the prime minister, either Portia or PJ. And they decided, okay, you're going to do that. We're going to impose visa.
Yes, okay, I understand that. But then later, then they changed.
Then we relaxed ours, but they didn't do anything on their part.
Yeah, I understand that part. But then later, the government did it for certain ages. So
yes.
So they should say, okay, I do it for you, or you do it for Caymanian under 14 or 7. They don't have to get visa too.
Well, I think one of the things that we should consider there is whether or not they see it as a revenue earner for them now, as opposed to a tit-for-tat situation. You know, you start to get accustomed to that money coming in from a particular source, and you don't want to give it up after that.
Okay, but
and I'm not making excuses for them, and I'm just pointing out to you what their thinking may be.
It's been the same thing for here too. I mean, you know, they don't have to buy the visa. Okay, we don't have to buy a visa now for the same age. You know?
Well, you see, here in Cayman, we were so considerate. We knew that we had so many persons working and living in the Cayman Islands, unable to go to Jamaica or any other country that a visa requirement during the summer. So we wanted to make provisions for them to have their family members, especially young school children, to be able to come and visit them here and stuff. So we were more sympathetic towards their cause than they are, towards ours.
But it should have been tit for tat. I agree. I understand what you're talking about, but it should have been, I do it for you, you do it for me. Yeah, that's the way I feel about it, you know. Because it looks like me, like everything it did move for the foreigners.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But that's the kind of people we seem to become now. Even their opinion now is more rewarded and more accepted than the Caymanians' opinion. And I find that very, very excruciating for me, and I find that very disrespectful to Caymanian people and the Caymanian people who have experience in a particular field or a particular profession or something, that they completely ignore them and will bring somebody from some other place and accept their opinion. As I always say that I could go to Miami right now and I could pick up an old drunk from off the streets who was a derelict, and I could clean him up, and I could give him a briefcase, and I could bring him to Cayman, and I could give some false papers to him to come, and he could come in a place and get a job as a manager or a consultant and stuff, and nobody would question whether he's what he said he is.
Right? Yeah, I agree. And another thing, Doctor. With this visa business, I remember years ago, I think it was in maybe the early 70s or something, that the U.S. Embassy used to come Grand Cayman every 6 months or whatever time, and you could send your brackets could send a passport over there and get our visas. I wonder why something couldn't be in place again to that they could come visit Cayman sometimes. Even got to pay extra. It would be still better than have to travel to Jamaica or whatever to get a visa.
I think that stopped when we start having so many different nationalities coming into the country, and they were from different countries, and they was not able to check their backgrounds thoroughly, and I think that they stopped that. I remember one of the last times that they came, there was such a rush at the place they were. I think what at the Tower Building, I think they were. I can't remember. It was at the Tower Building. Quite possibly. And they said that because of that and because of security reasons that they were not going to do that anymore.
I think cost had a lot to do with it.
Cost too, but sir, when I was at the airport authority, when I was deputy chairman of the airport authority, and we were trying to remodel the airport, reconstruct the airport. We were approached as to whether or not we wanted to have them pre-clearance here, and they said that they would have needed a place, an area of at least 5,000 square feet to be able to put their facilities for pre-clearance, but we would have to pay the cost of the agents here, the immigration and custom agents here, and so forth. And we decided that. The government decided that they did not want to take that economic responsibility, and therefore that's the reason why we don't have pre-clearance like Bahamas and like Bermuda.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Carl, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for that. We have to go to a commercial break. Dr. Macfield is going to probably have about less than 5 minutes left. When we return, I want to give him an opportunity for some closing comments, and we do have a caller on hold as well. So please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities, built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials, are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, Cayman's Kitchen and Bath Center.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We still have a caller on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Oh, see. Hello.
Yep. We're hearing you.
Yes. The property there by the market that they're cleaning out, and they got all that stuff piled up there. You have an idea what they're gonna put there?
Can you repeat the first part? I missed that. Where?
Yeah, the clean out there between the airport and the farmers market. Where they clean out the property there by in the back of the farmers market.
Yeah, and where they the civil aviation has their equipment and stuff like that there.
Yes, and they got all that stuff piled up there. You have an idea what they're gonna put there?
No idea, and I wouldn't even want to speculate.
Yeah. Also, I want to say that since COVID, I have seen a lot of new add-ons to people's property, and they're telling us that we have to get a permit for this and a permit for that. I feel that when someone going to do additional onto their property, their permit should be in their yard to make the people know that they already got permission to add on onto their property, and it's not being nosy or dipping into their private business. But the fact of the matter is, some people can get away with things, and other people can't get away with good things. If you know what I'm talking about. I've been trying to subdivide my piece of property, and they can tell me that I got low density. It can't be divided. I'm like, really? But I'm going to fight this to the last draw.
Yeah, well, one of the things that you could also do with that density thing, Doc, is that you can put a request in for the conditions or whatever for that area for it to be changed from low density to something else, right?
Well, I don't want to comment on that because remember I'm
oh, that's right. You're on appeals tribunal, so yeah.
So.
But inquire about that, whether or not you could submit an application for the requirements there to be changed. You know, sometimes people will know it and they won't tell you anything. You know, some civil servants believe that they're there to obstruct rather than to assist.
Yeah, they're lucky. But there's a lot of building going on, and we're all in the dark because we have to know their business. But everybody wants to live equally, and if you got a piece of property that you paid for and you debt free from your house and so forth, and you want to add on, you got to get permission to put a fence up, a storeroom in the back of your yard to put a lawnmower in and all that kind of stuff. This is ridiculous. What's the purpose of going to the bank for 25 years and you can't live comfortable in your yard and do as you please? You know? But I guess they got laws for everything except the things that would make a person life a little bit less miserable. And also, getting back to downtown Georgetown and the beautification. The North Terminal. Can you hear me?
There you go. Go right ahead. Okay.
The North Terminal. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, they're beautifying downtown Georgetown. The North Terminal is like a sieve when it rains down. It's just regular rain and no nor'wester. And it'll say no rebuilding. You got the cruise ships coming. And they say we're not fully open as yet. They're taking everything to Royal. And when we do open up, I guess, fully, they'll be doing North Terminal again and sometime probably the South Terminal. But what I'm saying is, since that they got the Royal open, why ain't they doing some work on the North Terminal? OC and Mr. Backfield, that building is a sieve from the roof to the ground. It's a sieve, pure water when it just do a regular rain in the island. But anyhow, thank you all, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you very much for that, caller. We have another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
I just want to highlight a few points on what I had said before about this letter from the Conservation Council.
Sure, and if you want to read it verbatim, if it's not too long, you could go right ahead as well.
It's not too long.
Okay.
I would just like to say that the Iron Shore is about 50 feet above sea level, and the going value for that land is anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 per linear foot. And this area is owned by indigenous Caymanians, and they can't afford to lose all their property. Also, I asked, but they couldn't. I spoke to the let's see who I spoke to now. I spoke to the Secretary of the National Conservation Council who wrote the letter, and these were the questions I put to him. Is there any scientific evidence of these species being there? And he said he didn't know. And I asked him what was my rights. You know, as a Caymanian under the Constitution, I have certain rights to own land. And if they can protect this land for these species, and I don't get any compensation, that is equivalent to taking the most valuable areas of my land.
Got you.
Okay, I will proceed now to read the letter from the council. It's from the National Conservation Council dated June the 10th, 2022, and it's written by the Secretary of National Conservation Council. The National Conservation Act requires that the National Conservation Council formulate and adopt conservation plans for specific for species protected under the Act, whose range include the Cayman Islands. The Council therefore wishes to let you know of the upcoming public consultation of a conservation plan for protected nesting seabirds. Your above-mentioned land parcel is within an area identified as having the highest number of nests of a particular seabird species, and so is proposed to recognize the nesting area, not the entire land parcel, as critical habitat for those nesting seabirds. The Council would therefore appreciate your consideration as an owner of one of these properties of this proposed area. Now, historic accounts and assessments to date suggest substantial decline in the numbers of nesting seabirds. Now, I would just like to stop there and say, I've been going over there on our property all of my life, and I haven't seen any seabirds nesting there. And we had farms over there. I'll continue on. Over the last century, the objective of the conservation plan, therefore, is to ensure that the red-footed and brown booby, which I think is lives in the swamp, magnificent frigate bird, least tern, these are the names of the birds, bridal tern and white-tailed tropic birds of the Cayman Islands retain stable or growing breeding population. All of the seabird species covered by the conservation plan are already protected species in Part 1 of Schedule 1 of the National Conservation Act 2013. You may find a copy of the proposed plan on our website. That is the map that they have sent us.
Right.
Please note that the public consultation has not formally begun and will span a period of several weeks when it does happen, so that it will give you ample opportunity for opinion on the proposal to be heard. We are merely reaching out to you directly as a landowner before you hear about the proposal in the media.
Okay.
Please reply to this letter by email so we may send your additional information about the proposed species conservation plan once the formal public consultation begins. This may include the material particular to landowners regarding how the proposal of changes may impact property owners, as well as supplementary information relevant to your consideration of the plan. If you have any questions about any part of the proposal, the material that is forthcoming or in the process, please do not hesitate to ask us. We wish to make sure that as a landowner, you are fully informed and have every opportunity to register your opinion of the proposal with the National Conservation Council. Many thanks for your patience, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Okay.
Now, on behalf of the National Conservation Council.
Okay. Now, do you think that is commendable on their part to at least give you a heads up in terms of the consultation, give you an opportunity to respond, and also to be involved in the consultation. You think that's fair?
I would fully agree with what you say. But I think we need to look also at the after effects. And this is why I made that call this morning to the radio, because if they go through with this, it's going to.
I think there's a long process which includes the cabinet has to agree to it. So there will still, and I can understand your point. Let's make people aware of it early. Let's alert people to it at an early stage, just like how they alerted you to it. And this is where now you're going to have to do your part in terms of lobbying as well. But it's good to know that you're prepared to sit down, to hear them out, and to talk with them and see what, if any, compromises or solutions that can be arrived at the end of the day.
I would just like to make one more comment.
Sure.
Not very long.
Sure.
Some time ago, about 8 years ago, I got a notice where the DOE had shaded property from behind the agriculture pavilion right back to Beach Bay, and some of the land there included many people: Paul Borden, Otto Watler, myself, Melbourne, and also the MLA for Bordentown East. And they wanted to protect, they shaded this land that nothing could be done with it for protection of the white-shouldered bats. So I talked to the director of the DOE, and she said that Miss Blumenthal had been flying over this area and had seen some white-shouldered bats. And I said, there is no white-shouldered bats over there. We use this land for farming. We go out there at least once a week. Now, you know what I had to do? I had to hire a lawyer to get this thing removed. Cost me over $10,000, and there's no white-shouldered bats there on my property at Beach Bay. This is a different area.
Okay.
So I'm only saying that when government takes something, they go with it. They don't even tell you. They never even told me. How I know about it, someone had applied for planning permission and then it got turned down to say that the land in the area was protected for white-shouldered bats. So let me tell you, when they, and this was the DOE, an offshoot of the National Council, to protect these white-shouldered bats.
Okay, well. And that's why it's
$1,000.
Yeah, that's why it's always good to consult the person, because, like you said, you use the property. You know what's there much better than someone flying over there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I told the people. I had that property over there, and we found it. I never seen any birds of the nest whatsoever. And I am sympathetic to these things because I gave a half-acre land to the Governor Go's pond in Spots, because that's the vital area where we get over 200 birds in that pond. And I donated half of an acre. That's several $1,000s. So it's not like something like I'm totally against these things.
Right, got you. Understand. Okay.
I thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much as well. Have a great day, and please stay safe as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. And the callers on hold, Miss Susan? No callers. I have several WhatsApp messages that I need to share with our listening audience as well. So, folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Ransomware, DDoS, malware, phishing. If you don't know what those mean, you're not alone. But if you aren't protected against those cybersecurity attacks, then your business is at risk. Don't leave your data or your business vulnerable. Get Digicel Business Protect. Simpler, smarter cybersecurity. Visit our website, www.digicelbusiness.com, to request a callback or call us now on 623-2499.
Tune in Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. for the Daily Sports Report, covering local, regional, and international sports. Proudly brought to you by Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the Record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. I just want to let our listeners know that Dr. Steve McFeel has had to leave us. He has a court appointment, so he had to leave us a little bit early. He has to present his defense today, defend his client. One of our listeners has said it was P.J. Patterson who was Prime Minister of Jamaica when the visa restriction was placed on Jamaicans traveling, or certain categories of Jamaicans traveling to Cayman, and when Jamaica imposed the visa restriction on Caymanians as well. And then another where they said that I am so right. He said, I am here in Jamaica, and that is exactly what the government see it as, a revenue earner. They will never drop it, ever. Cayman dropped everything, and it always bothers me also. Like I said, we relented and we made certain concessions. And I'm not sure how much we have been pursuing it since then, because there are other remedies. For instance, those persons who may hold dual passports, a Cayman Islands passport and a British passport, then you can use your British passport to travel to Jamaica, and as a result of that, you're not required to have the visa, as well. Okay, other comments that I received as well. This one says, talk about protection of indigenous trees. Person says that they have observed that when foreign persons are buying property or land, the first thing they do is to cut down the indigenous trees, like popnut and others. These trees produce shade and are natural habitats for birds and other species. There is a need to have such matters regulated and fines imposed for the destruction of our indigenous trees. Good point of you. We happened to actually go to a place in Cuba, a hotel, trying to remember the name. Anyway, there were it's a UN protected, recognized area, and there were trees there, and you actually on the patio, on the porch surrounding the hotel, the trees are there. They're built around them, as well. So there are ways of accommodating our natural habitat, and at the same time building. what we saw happening in Cayman, and no one spoke about it, and it got really out of hand, was the importation of foreign species of plants into the Cayman Islands for quote-unquote beautification purposes. So that's the case. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to mention also is in talking about the guineps. Remember when we were young, when you picked guineps, you climbed the tree and you picked the bunches of guineps and you left the branch. You left the branch on. I noticed there's a place on Shedden Road. We call Miss Rosa's place. Sweetest guineps in the world. The cream on them was, when you put it in your mouth, it melted almost like ice cream in your mouth. If you look at that tree today, it's not the way that it used to be. The same one out that our caller from the BRAC mentioned also by what used to be Captain Ben's Bar and the First Hobbies and Books store as well. What they do these days, youngsters and those who are not familiar with what guinea trees are and how to handle them, they go climb the trees, they break off the large limbs to get the bunches off them. That means that those limbs, if they do grow back, it takes quite a amount of time. So as you continue to break those limbs off, the ability for that tree to produce is lessened every time that you do that. That goes to show you that those persons really don't know about guineps. Either that or they're lazy to climb and to get out on those limbs, or maybe I won't say more in that regards. We do have a few callers. Let's grab the callers. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
The last caller spoke about the NCC and some issues he an encounter with properties of his. And I know that in that regard, the NCC had a case against the planning department. I'm wondering if you have any knowledge of what stage that case is at. And,
can you repeat the first part of your statement again, please? Sorry.
Yeah. The last caller, in connection with the last caller about his interaction with the NCC and his property.
Right.
I know that in that same breath, the NCC and the planning department had a case in court, and that case is along that line.
Yes.
Defining who makes the final decision and matters of the environment, basically. I'm wondering if you have any knowledge of where that case is at the moment.
Offhand, I don't, but I'll try to see what I can find, and either if I'm unable to address it because of time constraints on this show, I certainly will find the information and share it with you on the next opportunity.
All right, thank you.
You're most welcome. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning.
Yeah, how you doing, Elvis?
I'm good. How are you doing, Elvis?
Good, man. I listening to the thing about it on the touchdown, Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
You remember I was telling you a couple of years ago about the agriculture ground up here?
Yeah.
Well, it's Caymanian doing it. Everything that there is elected Caymanian. And the people that making the decision is civil servants, whether they Caymanian or whatever. No. If you go down Smith Market there and all the way down through there, what you see on there? Oh, they plant not trees and grape trees, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Plant them the same way.
Yeah. Natural barrier for us from the elements.
No, the same thing now. Listen, like I told you, we got about 8 or 10 nature walks with government paid for natural flora or what you call it to be looked at, right? But on our way going to the agriculture, I got caught on, and like you mean you couldn't plant one tree? one grape tree, one touch tree, but the law says, when we, and I know they're not down grape trees there, touch trees there, I know that. The law says when you're clearing up with your touch pan, you're supposed to save at least 10% of what is there,
Okay.
Yeah.
10% of the vegetation that's there, okay.
The silver touch palm.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I built my daughter's house, nobody now tell me. I put it where I moved the house about 15 feet or more because we had touch palms there that I'm not joking, see. They're about 50 or 60 feet tall, and I told my daughter, I said, listen, me or you not going to live to be old as them, so we'll be leaving them there. And it looks so nice. The house is there, and these big old natural things, and just like a fig tree by the entrance. And I took my time, I done it right.
Mm-hmm.
No, see, well, one of the two things I got just after then I gone.
Okay.
What you told that woman just now, but the civil servant will know, and they turn you around. They have never been the truth come out of any Caymanian mouth or human mouth yet. Then what you said, because I've been there, make I tell you something. They just all you need is just sign one of the little thing, and they're over. You didn't do this. When you do that, you need to do this. They not say, well, Elvis, just do this. Try help you along the way. Oh, no. No, especially if you're a Caymanian trying to get something. No, see, I'm into the construction business, and construction fascinates me. I don't do it anymore, but I watch it. And what Lord Graham said this morning about the highway through the swamp area there, that is a mouthful. And I mean, it's so sensible because remember now the natural water flow won't be stopped. And you got to see the machinery they're not going now or see for putting down them pilings, right?
Yeah.
And then they got those slabs that you got truck run on them, just pushing them out there. I mean, technology now, it got cost, but listen, it would leave the area pristine like how it is.
Right.
And what happens if it costs $1 million more or $2 million? Remember when you have storm, if that water can't flow, if you fill in an area with water that used to be flowing free, it got back up somewhere. Something will happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, Mr. Graham, that was a mouthful, and let me tell you something, I support that, but anybody got a little bit of sense, I got common sense. I know I'm nothing on paper. The only thing I got on paper is why it burned.
Bamboo.
The original. And see you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You do the same as well. We're going to take a last commercial break. Any callers on hold, Miss Susan? One caller on hold. We're going to make that caller the last caller for the morning as well, folks. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
JN Money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money. JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use your money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Before we go to the caller, I just want to remind you that the Ministry there will be a press conference on Pirates Week update. Press conference this morning at 10 o'clock. Yep. So the Pirate Week's plans will be unveiled. And the Honorable Bernie Bush, Minister, as well as Minister J.E. Banks, and also, who else, Ms. Susan, will be there? Yes. Okay. Let me just read it so that it says the reveal following reassignment of the 2022-23 budget of the annual celebration to the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage earlier this year will be announced by Minister Bush. The 45-minute briefing with Minister of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, and Infrastructure, Honorable J.E. Banks, will be in attendance. They will outline the content and structure of the festival last held on in 2019 as well. So, 10 o'clock press briefing. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. I want to say something quickly.
Sure.
We have all these kind of boards and authorities and what have you. Some of the people that your recent callers was talking about the trees and what you have in this island and how it's such a, what I call myself, a disgrace, how to see how it's demolished, all your indigenous plants. How it is that we can have all of these boards and the people of the island, we're not talking about the elected people now, we're talking about the people of the island, has little or no say into this island, while the people from foreign countries can come into the Cayman Islands without any reservations, just demolish anything that they see fit. Where other countries, you have laws in place and boards and authorities in place before you do any land clearing, you have to get permission.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Here in the Cayman Islands, what are they going to get into? They talk about the Pirates Week. Is that the biggest thing? And I am open-minded and say, look, man, I got enough for what I see that is elected. I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry because the game is over from what I am seeing. What are we looking at? What are we talking about? I'm not criticizing the government. I'm making positive statements that what I am seeing and what we're seeing is not good enough. You can't see your representatives. They always got something in gauge that they don't want to talk to you. Where is the action to have district council? They don't want to see that. And I am saying they do not want to see that because in some instances, they will not be able to have the authority. They will have to agree and negotiate certain things like what we're looking at now with the, what I call the destruction of the Cayman Islands. Well, see, it's not a pretty picture that is facing us. And I will say it is such a sorrowful situation and nobody cares from what I can see. So That's my little piece, though.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that, caller. You have a great weekend as well, and please stay safe. One of our listeners said that, sent a WhatsApp message and said that Dr. Steve McPhail is usually not wrong in terms of what he says, but he spoke about the area that we were talking about. I think the writer referred to it as Cabbage something. Unfortunately, I don't have the WhatsApp message in front of me, but in the Frank Sound area that the palm trees were actually on both sides of the road. And I guess with the building of the road or whatever, they're basically all on one side now. I'm not sure. But one of our listeners has sent me something that I want to share with you. And we were talking about the visa regime for Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. And this is an article. Prime Minister Holness meets with Premier of the Cayman Islands. And it points out that Prime Minister Andrew Holness earlier this week, and this is in 2019, 7th of August 2019, held discussions at the office of the Prime Minister with a high-level delegation from the government of the Cayman Islands, led by Honourable Alden McLaughlin, Premier and Minister for Employment and Border Control, Community Affairs and International Trade, Investment, Aviation and Maritime Affairs. The delegation visited Jamaica to strengthen cooperation in several areas. They also attended the 67th staging of the Denby Agriculture Show and Industrial Show. The leaders spoke on cooperation in the areas of travel, air services, agriculture, tourism, environmental sustainability, maritime issues, energy, cooperation, education, training, and trade. Prime Minister Holness noted that Jamaicans are most interested in accessing a more liberal travel arrangement to the Cayman Islands, which remains a British overseas territory. Both Prime Minister Holness and Premier McLaughlin have agreed to ensure plans are developed to improve travel between the neighboring states. In the areas, I'll skip that part. Jamaica also agreed to lead and assist in the area of tourism resilience training. I'll skip that as well. So the writer then, or also the person who shared this with me, also says conversations had begun regarding, he says, Jamaica also agreed to lead and assist. Yep. And it goes on to say, conversations had begun regarding vocational training partnership, but again, alas, COVID-19 killed this as well. So talks did occur at that point in time with the Jamaican government and the Caymanian delegation that was in Jamaica. Of course, Andrew Holness is still Prime Minister of Jamaica, and while there may have been changes in administrations here in the Cayman Islands, there's no reason why. The person also wrote and said that during this meeting, Jamaica had agreed in principle to look at allowing children and the elderly to travel from Cayman to Jamaica without the need for a visa. Minister Juliana was also there. Unfortunately, COVID arrived early 2020 and most things stopped. Other matters discussed, and then it's talked about other matters that were discussed as well. So maybe that is something that the current administration may want to put forward to Prime Minister Holness in Jamaica and refer to agreements that were made before even though there were only agreements in principle, nothing obviously in writing, if we are so concerned about the visa requirements to travel to Jamaica as well. Folks, I want to remind you about the 10 o'clock press briefing about Pirates Week. Minister Bernard Bush, as well as Minister Jay Ebanks, will be attending that, and quite possibly the Minister for Tourism and Transport may be involved in that as well. So, folks, even though I got several other WhatsApp messages, but can't cover everything in one day. What they said, Rome wasn't made in one day, so and we have to go to the news as well. So, folks, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Dr. Steve McPhail as well, and all of you who participated or just simply listened in as well, for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to Word of Charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Ebanks at 12:15 for Talk Today, and as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money. From abroad to yard. Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Radio Cayman. The voice. The heart. The soul of the Cayman Islands.
In Cayman, we know a thing or two about mosquitoes. Some of the older folks remember the smoke pans, and now we have spray planes. For my family, we stopped using DEET-based sprays and turned to Pyactiv. According to Science Daily, the active ingredient in many insect repellents, DEET, can be toxic to the central nervous system. For you, fisherman, did you know that DEET would also break your fishing lines? Pyactiv is gentle for my skin and my grandkids, DEET-free, non-scented, non-allergenic, offers 12 hours of protection, and my fishing line's still good. Pyactiv, the smart choice in the mosquito fight. Available at Foster's, Hurley's, A.L. Thompson's, and major pharmacies.
We now take you live to the press briefing.
Rightfully so, went more to the cultural side. We're looking to blend both. We want to get the tourists here to see and learn about our culture and our heritage, and then also for our local people to partake in it.
We seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties. We'll get that rectified as soon as possible. And once we get the go-ahead to go back to the press briefing, we'll do just that.
Have you ever heard the saying, you are what you eat? If you are proud to be Caymanian, then it's time you start eating local. Shopping local is better for the environment, offers fresher foods for your family, and supports the local economy. The Farmers Market at the Cricket Grounds offers the freshest in local produce, not to mention local preserves and crafts. Start feeding your family the best in locally harvested produce. You are what you eat, so start eating quality local healthy fruits and vegetables. Be proud to be Caymanian. Shop local at the Farmers Market at the Cricket Grounds today.
The market at the Cricket Grounds would like to remind all their loyal customers that masks are required upon entry to the market.
We are now in the hurricane season, and to survive a hurricane, you need to be informed. If you have been informed by official sources that a hurricane is approaching the Cayman Islands and you live in a low-lying area that is prone to flooding or near the beaches, which may be swept by high tides or storm waves, please seek a safe place and high ground. If the only way for you to get to a safe place is a road that is also likely to be flooded during a storm, please leave home early. Don't run the risk of being stranded. This has been a public service announcement from your community station, Radio Cayman.
Of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage, I am pleased to announce that the annual Pirates festivities will be returning this year. We are excited that these festivities are a part of the ministry's initiatives, and the team from my ministry, led by Miss Ventisha Connolly, our events manager, has started the preparations. The progress made thus far in a very short time has been significant. I am very happy to have the Minister for Tourism here, because this is another example of ministries working together for the betterment of the country. The reintroduction of Pirates Week is the start of a process to continuously be built on year to year. This event is a long-time held tradition which promotes our islands, brings visibility to our culture, and provides our local and talented artists a place to showcase their talents. We are looking forward to seeing local crafts, local musicians, and certainly the thing that most people look forward to, the big difference in food from district to district. This reintroduction is also leading to a Pirates Fest that is no longer 1 week. We have expanded this to accommodate 3 months, where our culture, our heritage, our talents, and our islands can definitely be showcased. Reintroducing the District Heritage Days give each district the platform to show their very uniqueness, and we want every single aspect of our 3 islands to be highlighted. Some people will want to know how that is. When East End will have their District Day, we'll take 2 weeks or a week, we'll take a break and we'll come back with Northside. We'll take 2 weeks and we'll come back with Bordentown. The reason is, in the old days, when we had time to go to each district every night, it's not as easy now. Also, the fact that we're trying to make sure that these events are free because of the pandemic, people being in a tight way with finances. We're trying to make sure that everything is people-friendly, and this is one way of doing it. So this way, you can take a week off or 2 weeks off if you want to save a. You'll be able to do that. Plus, it gives us a longer time to talk about our heritage and our culture. This is definitely an opportunity for families to come out to truly enjoy and appreciate our beautiful Cayman Islands. We are also looking forward to seeing our visitors from overseas, both returning to and new, to come and join with us and celebrate these wonderful events. Though we are expanding, we are still keeping the Pirates Week and Pirates Fest. November the 12th will see the invasion of the pirates to capture our governor, or maybe to save the governor. We will see what Las Tortugas has put into their plans. I do hope his sword fighting skills are good. During this week, we will see many of our past events back on the main street, Georgetown. Events like Pan in the City, Steel Pan Competition, the Cardboard Boat Regatta, the revitalized float parade, which each district will have a float in, and if individuals want to do it, so be it. We will also see a half-a-mile sea swim, which the Flowers Group, once again, has volunteered to help us with, to work along with us in CIAZA. And the benefits from this race will go to the newly formed John Gray High School Swim Club. It's the first time we've had one of the schools like this to have a swim team, and we're going to use this to help get them off the ground. We also see a 5K race, which will be run by the Mustang Track Club, and it will be named the Jerry Harper 5K. As you all know, Jerry Harper just passed, and he was a big and always helped us during Pirates Week with this event.